Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing SIFU Deluxe Edition. It's on PC and all major consoles. SIFU is a martial arts game developed by Slow Clap. The game sees you play as a character on the road to revenge in modern day China. This edition includes a digital art book, a soundtrack, a selection of new outfits and a cosmetic pack for the quite impressive photo mode. Okay, gameplay, well, it's a martial arts game, and the general feel of the 360-degree combat I'd say is pretty good. It's not like Arkham or Shadow of Mordor. There's no quick parry button or pop-ups to help. You've got to be switched on. You've got to move accordingly to the situation as it unfolds. Now balance is the key, as if you take too many strikes you'll lose your composure and you'll be very vulnerable to a heavy attack. Now if you're not good at memorising button combinations, you will find SIFU pretty hard going. You can adopt light or heavy attacks, you can parry, block, dodge, sweep. There's many other options that can be unlocked as well via the literal skill tree. But as I said, if you find it hard to memorise sequences, you'll get quite frustrated like I did. But if you stick with it, in time you will find your style and it will kind of drill into your brain. One negative is the kind of powder puff feel of the strikes. They seem like, you're hitting enemies with a padded cushion. It really could have done with a better sound management system to sort of convey the impact of a strike, even though it's not realistic, but it makes it more of a visceral experience. I feel like it's a little bit too fluffy at the moment. Now, as you fight, you've got this focus mode. Now, the focus mode allows you to slow time down, and you can select these special attacks that you can learn over time, like poking someone in the eye, for example. It gives you the upper hand. Also, SIFU has a bit of a gimmick, as in aging of your character. Now, when you fall to a foe, you age. Now, depending on the difficulty setting, you may age 1 year, you may age 2, you may even age 6. But I would say the system doesn't really impact the game at all. Yes, your power will go up and your health will go down as you get older, but I can't say that it really changes anything about the game. It doesn't change how you play, it only changes your hair colour and your outfit. And it's like many other games who do aging, it's a gimmick that doesn't really make much difference. Now, story mode has a variety of levels set across street locations, art galleries, several other places, and I would say the surroundings do impact the combat, with weapons, projectiles, or the surfaces that you're fighting on, really helping you kind of maneuver. So far so good, right? Aside from a couple of minor issues, but SIFU is a story about revenge, with revenge culminating in boss fights. Sadly, these boss fights are overly long, that's an understatement, and they require really minimal skill to complete. They are dragged out even further by incredibly large health bars and 2 phases, making for one of the most anticlimactic situations in any game as you kill these 5 bosses, but doing so will just send you to sleep. It is a real shame. It's like the core play is amazing as you fast fluid fighting as you take on these big groups, but the boss fights are so disappointing in comparison. As well as story, there's a mode called Arena. Now, the game suggests that you should complete story mode first. Now, I would disagree, because I think Arena mode is a great place to learn the harsh lessons early on, which in turn will help you progress through the story. So Arena, it's got lots of variation, lots of options, like you can pretend you're in the Matrix fighting Agent Smith in the rain. There's many other types, and yeah, they're quite compelling. Visually, very smooth, pastel shaded affair with slick animations, lovely settings and a strong art style. Now the game has both a photo mode and a director mode. The photo mode has got some really nice options, and this deluxe edition adds new elements to that. Director mode is something that you can start and stop when you feel like recording a segment. You can then go into this in-depth mode and you can direct the scene, set camera angles, do all sorts of lovely effects, but it's only really for like film or photography nerds, so if you're not into that, it doesn't really make much difference to the game. Sound, music is brilliant, really suits the game perfectly. Combat effects though, not great. Again, it feels like you're hitting someone with marshmallow fists. Definitely more impact would have made for more visceral combat. Voice acting, however, I'd say is okay, solid. You've got two different types. I mean, you could do English, you can do the native, is it Cantonese? It may be Cantonese, I'm not sure. There's some language options there. Okay, good and bad points. What's good? The group-based combat scenarios are amazing and varied. Arena mode has mountains of gameplay. This deluxe edition adds some really nice visual elements and it's very well presented, all in all. Bad points, the bosses are glorified bullet sponges that take an age to defeat. The sound effects do nothing to accentuate the combat striking and it's a bit short, but Arenas mode does add depth, I guess. Okay, verdict. SIFU Deluxe Edition is an interesting take on the martial arts genre with a smooth and fluid combat system, an age gimmick that has limited impact, and some incredibly underwhelming and boring boss fights. My god. But the general combat against groups in these interesting locations are some of the most memorable moments in any combat game I've played. Also, Arena mode is a fantastic addition, and I'd say it actually is a bit more fun than the story mode. Add to that excellent photo mode, excellent director mode, and it is a game purely really for fans of martial arts who also enjoy a bit of photography and a bit of filmmaking if you want to capture all of your epic set pieces and direct your own film. It is just a shame that the boss fights were so dire and unimaginative and long, because the whole point of the game is revenge against these characters, and then the culmination of it just feels like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Anyway, scoring SIFU Deluxe Edition, I'd give it a 7.5. Probably half of that point goes via the photo mode or director mode, but 7.5 out of 10. It's a good game. Okay, that's the review. Thanks for watching. This is PG, signing off. Cheers.